Okay, I said that I wasn't going to do another bathroom video, but I actually got a comment from a subscriber underneath that video saying, "Oh, you will do another bathroom video." And sure enough, he was right. Here I am, another bathroom video. I can't not. I'm doing this because I watched Patriot Nurse in her video just posted today telling everybody to call your governor now on this transgender issue, this bathroom crisis that we seem to be having. Interesting that we're having a bathroom crisis when we have news like this: US activating missiles in Europe despite Russia warning. We're on the brink of nuclear war, but no, we're going to focus on this bathroom crisis that we have. I'll link below to all videos, but I do agree with the Patriot Nurse. I will link below to her video. Yes, call your governor now and demand that these governors stop following the dictates of King Obama, who has just ordered all public schools to open bathrooms to transgenders. That's right, this minute section of the whole population is forcing upon all of us to use gender neutral bathrooms. Okay, it's a bigger agenda, and I know that a lot of you know that, but a whole lot of Americans don't. They don't. They just listen to these nut jobs, speak rationally, and think, well, since they're speaking rationally about this and passionately about this, then it must be a big issue. And they actually listen to insanity from nut jobs who are transforming the way we live. A few people are transforming everything about the way we live. And this should not be happening. This should not be happening. And she speaks so passionately and so eloquently. And yes, this law will protect all of us. Are you kidding me? The danger that this gender neutral bathroom law poses to young girls, to teenage girls, to young boys. We've got pedophiles. We've got sick men and women who would just love to use the same bathroom of the opposite sex. And schools, this order, including showers, locker rooms, bathrooms. I'm sorry, guys, but for those of you who can't see the deliberate agenda that is taking place here, that it is a sick agenda. And many claim that it is a satanic agenda. And when I see articles like this in Time magazine, he's an atheist, a Satanist, and he wants your vote. Now we have politicians actually coming out and admitting that they're Satanists. Time magazine reporting on this. You would never have seen this 5 years ago. You would never have seen it 10 years ago. And I can say to you for sure, you would never have seen this 20 years ago when politicians who were running for office, they all had to declare that they were Christian. And they were actually fighting with one another over who was more Christian. But now we have politicians who can come out and say, I'm a Satanist. Hey, vote for me. There is a deliberate agenda to obliterate morality in this country. And yes, obliterate Christianity. The moral, the radical shift in morality in this country, the radical and rapid social, moral shift that has taken place in this country needs to be questioned. When a nation has a cultural shift that is so rapid, something is wrong. Something is behind that shift that is driving it. And it's these people who are driving it, these utter nut jobs who are so sick and have no moral backbone themselves. including our very sick president, who acts like a king. All of this coming from the White House, and we don't even get to have a say in this radical change. I'm going to play a few minutes of this video that was posted on CNN just 2 days ago. And here is the North Carolina governor who is now being sued by the Department of Justice over this bathroom crisis. Yes, federal government, Loretta Lynch, telling North Carolina, you better do what we want you to do, or we're going to pull the strings, the financial strings. That's what narcissists and psychopaths do. They control you via money. But what is happening in Texas? It started in Texas, and the North Carolina governor gives you that wrap up, but also listen to Loretta Lynch. That is played very quickly in this video because it is astounding. It is utterly astounding that she can equate this bathroom issue, transgender, yes, forcing us all to use the same bathroom, that absolutely does threaten the safety of so many individuals and so many girls and boys. She equates this with the civil rights issues, blacks not being able to go into restaurants, blacks having to use a separate water fountain. I'm sorry, the issues are completely different. They are not the same.
North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory, who joins us live. Governor McCrory, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jake. I just want to let you know this actually really started in Houston, Texas, with a referendum, a local ordinance in Houston, which was a mandate on all private sector bathrooms brought up by the left, the Democrats. That was defeated by 61% of the vote about 6 months ago. Then it came to Charlotte, North Carolina, an ordinance which was passed, a bathroom bill by Democrats on all private sector employees in Charlotte. And then all we did was overturn that, very similar to the Houston voters. Our bathroom bill in North Carolina only applies to our schools, our universities, our government buildings, and highway rest stops. It is now the Obama administration that is demanding that they have bathroom policies, not just in North Carolina, but now gender-specific or gender identity bathrooms for every private sector company in the United States of America with over 15 employees. And that was determined Wednesday by the chief legal person.
So, sir, take a listen to the Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, who had this to say earlier in the week.
State-sanctioned discrimination never looks good and never works in hindsight.
Jesus.
It was not so very long ago that states, including North Carolina, had other signs above restrooms, water fountains, and on public accommodations, keeping people out based on a distinction without a difference.
Your response?
Keeping people out of a restaurant versus keeping people out of a bathroom are very two distinct issues here. Bathroom, privacy, safety. You know, keeping people out of a restaurant, they're clothed, they're just sitting at a table. People drinking from a water fountain, they're clothed, sitting, drinking out of a water fountain. Do I really have to drive home this point? Clearly, because we have a lot of Americans actually on the left side. Yes, this is a progressive, extreme left, crazy, the crazies. I'm sorry. You know, I'm a former, you know, I was on the left side, you know, and if my former friends could hear me now, they would be thinking, what has happened to you? You know, you're not a team member anymore. They're not understanding how unbelievably sick and deranged is their team. The left, the progressive, liberal left, who are driving this crazy, satanic, deliberate agenda to degrade us all and to change all of the values and traditions and the way we lived. Everything is being radically changed now. They're not getting that it's deliberate to break down the morality in this country. And the moral decline, you can see it every single day. But, you know, everything that this governor of North Carolina is saying is absolutely right on. He's not talking about discriminating against transgender people. He's just saying that there really are safety issues here. And we need to protect our children especially. So for this guy to mandate that all public schools now have to have gender neutral restrooms, shower rooms, locker rooms, every American should be calling their governors, as the Patriot Nurse is saying. Call them and tell them, demand of them that they no longer abide by this crazy, sick federal government. My God, it is stunning. You listen to how passionate she is in this. Oh my God. Do you really think Loretta Lynch gives a shit about transgender people? Do you really think Obama does? Although there's a lot that claim that he's got a transgender wife. Maybe this is a personal issue for him, but no one person gets to dictate how we live. And that is what is most appalling to me, that Americans are allowing this to happen. So yes, everybody, get on your phone. Call your governors. Tell them to join this fight with North Carolina and Texas. Because you know what? If the federal government wins, if they win and North Carolina loses, and if they win and Texas loses, we all lose. All the states should be joining North Carolina and Texas with this lawsuit that is happening right now. Because all of the states, if they all join together and sue the federal government, countersue, they will win. Banding together is really important. A Satanist, and he wants your vote. Yes, at the tail end, what does he say? But I think more people are climbing out from under these rocks and saying, we exist, we're human. Yes, climbing out from under the rock, guys. How more blatant can you get that a shift has occurred, and it's really important for people to get out now and reverse this shift before it cements itself and before we all become so degraded that we are completely and utterly crippled. The most important thing are the children. And they are being indoctrinated in a way that we have never been indoctrinated. Think about Common Core. Think about what these young children are being taught about transgenderism and homosexuality and sexuality in pre-K, in kindergarten, in elementary schools. The inappropriateness of all of this is so in our face that it just is mind-boggling that Americans are allowing this to happen.